What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And before I get started on today's video, go ahead and press that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And if you like my content, press that like button also, because both would definitely help me out a lot. So recently I did a video called 5 Things I Hate About My 2016 Civic, and today, in honor of that, I will be doing the 5 things I like about my 2016 Honda Civic, and a little bit of an FYI kind of deal before I dwell into the list. This is just my own preference. Of course, between the 10th gen owners, your mile may vary. So with that, if you have a list that's different than mine, or if you have something that I don't have, then go ahead and comment down below. Going to the first thing that I like about this 2016 Civic is the design, both exterior and interior wise. 2016 was the year when the 10th gen platform was initially launched. So far, this is my most favorite design of the Civic. 9th gen comes to a close second. And the reason why I like the exterior design so much is because the body line works well with the sculpting of the car to make this a very aggressive and beefy looking Civic. Now the 9th gen also has a bit of aggressiveness to the design, but it's not as angry looking as the 10th gen, in my opinion. Especially the headlight up front slanted pretty good, so it looks like the eye is kind of like, you know, angry at you. I think one of the main points about this design is that it's not too much, you know what I'm saying? So for the 9th gen, although I like it and it's a close second to the 10th gen, I think it's a little bit too busy on the fascia. With the 10th gen, it's a little bit more laid back, but at the same time, it still has that aggressive, you know, ness to it, I guess. And the tail lights is one of the other main things that I like about the exterior design. It's leaning towards more of that unique design. For those that don't know, the tail light design for the 10th gen has that C shape, and I've been noticing that some other make and models have been swaying towards the C-shaped tail lights also. I know for a fact that the current Accord has very similar C shape on the back, but in my opinion it's not as good as the Civic, because if I were to be honest, that new Accord tail light looks like a stapler. The other car that I know that has a similar C-shaped design to the Civic is the newer Toyota model that they just released, I think 1 or 2 years ago. I forgot what it's called, but I'm definitely gonna put the name of it somewhere on the screen, maybe a picture too. But either case, that car from Toyota is the one that looks kind of like the Civic's C-shaped taillights. In terms of the interior, I like it. Of course, it's not meant to be a luxury car, so there's no fancy materials. And in terms of the seating, it's not up to par like the luxury brand vehicles, but it does its job and it does it well. To me, it's very comfortable, and I can definitely go on long road trips on this seat. Now, going on to the second thing that I like about the 2016 Honda Civic is how easy it is to access the components in the engine bay and the undercarriage of the car. So for an example, when I did my oil change, the oil filter was in an easy place to take off. The oil filter placement definitely depends on the make and model. I know for a fact that the Prelude is in a very not so convenient place, because I have to reach my fat hand into the little gap to take off the oil filter. When we installed the downpipe and the intake, it was pretty easy. Only reason why the downpipe took a little bit long, because there was one bolt that was seized up pretty good, and the intake, it took a pretty long time, I guess, because we couldn't figure out how to take out the airbox. When we installed the sway bar, it was supposed to be a very easy job, but I over torqued a bolt and the get broke, don't over torque your bolts or nuts, kids. That is not fun. Going on to number 3, I appreciate the good amount of gas mileage that this car gets. Of course, when you're a car enthusiast and you want to go fast, you don't care about the gas mileage. But I guess for me, it's my first car, money's kind of tight, so I guess adding the two together, I kind of want to balance between like going vroom and getting good gas mileage. So going on to number 4, I appreciate the miles per gallons that I get from this car. I can still have some fun in the back road. Now, mind you, this is a CVT, so it's not as fun as the manual LX trim or the SI or Type R. The CVT, when you tune it with the bolt-ons, like the intake, downpipe exhaust, it definitely helps with the amount of fun you can have in this car. It wakes the car up and allow you to have some fun on the twisties or the straighties. Well, not so much of the straighties, but more of the twisties. Now, of course, this works for any other cars too, but I guess just the notion or the stigma that the Civics are just a grocery getter, it kind of like adds to the like, oh, but I can have some fun in this grocery getter kind of deal, you know what I'm saying? I might get shit for this. This is just my opinion, and like I said, I like the miles per gallon that I can get from this car. And going on to number 5, the last thing that I like about this car is the aftermarket support that it has, even though the 10th gen is a pretty relatively new platform. So we all know that the Civic has great amount of support for the aftermarket stuff, and the 10th gen is no exception. But if you compare it to the previous generation, there's not as much as support because it's still new, and companies are still doing, like, I guess, R&D, researching the 10th gen platform to make more parts. But if you were to look at the amount of support compared to the first year that this 10th gen platform came out, it's doing good. You fucking serious? Go, man! In addition, back when I first got this car, there were no power mods for it. There were no intake, no downpipe, no K-tuner for it. But as the year progressed, boom, they dropped that bitch like it's nothing at all. And yes, the 10th gen platform is still in its earlier stages, so down the line there's definitely going to be more options. The only thing I kind of like feel iffy about this is that there may not be many more support for the base model, because the 10th gen platform has a boosted option, so manufacturers are starting to sway towards the 1.5 turbo, the SI, the Type R. This generation and any other generation of the Civics have great aftermarket support, and that is something I can definitely get behind, and something that I like about not just my 10th gen Civic, but any Civics, period. So anyways, that was my 5 things I like about my 2016 Honda Civic. And to summarize, it was the design, both exterior and interior, the relatively easy access to the components to install parts or work on the car, the mileage that this car gets, the miles per gallon / how much fun you can have in this car, and finally the aftermarket support of this car. And I guess that concludes my video for today. I'm almost at my destination, and if you like this video, once again, press that like button and subscribe. But other than that, I will catch you guys on the flip side.